Hey, Titans fans, thanks for tuning in. Finally back home. Took a little short vacation to Florida. We're back. Gonna start doing the videos a little more normal now. I'll be doing a preview on Thursdays or Fridays once I get more of the injury report news in. I want to see who's healthy, who's gonna be playing, and then I'll most likely be going live every Sunday right after the game. Hopefully happy and not pissed off like I was last week. And I'll try to do one more video in between then with a better analysis on what happened in the previous game. So this is a preview for the Tennessee Titans versus Los Angeles Chargers. Both teams are 0-1. Really looking for the first win, obviously. They don't want to go to 0-2. They want to get back to 500. This is a big game. I know it's only week 2, but this is a conference game, AFC conference game. You know, these games matter for playoffs, for seeding, for the division. They really do when it comes to your own conference. I hate saying that Tennessee's game didn't matter last week against the Saints because it did. You know, a loss is a loss, a win is a win. But the AFC, your own conference games, they count even more. And these are two teams that could end up, maybe vying for a playoff spot against each other in the wild card. I don't foresee two teams coming out of the South. I really don't. But hey, you never know. And I don't see the Chargers winning their division. So hey, there's a chance that these two teams, this game matters down the road. They all matter, but this particular game could matter even more. They're playing 1 p.m. Eastern time in Nashville. The Titans' first game at home, their home opener. The Tennessee Titans lost 16-15 last week against the Saints, and the Chargers lost last week 36-34 against the Dolphins. Way opposite sides of the spectrum there. High-powered offenses, high-scoring game with the Chargers and Dolphins. Defensive game, low-scoring with the Saints and Titans. So now these two teams, opposites, going to clash. We're going to dive into it here. The Titans allowed a 300-yard passer last week in Derek Carr, and he was on a new team, new scheme, new system, the whole 9 yards. Still threw for 300 yards. The Chargers come in. They have a better quarterback with Justin Herbert, and they have better weapons with star wide receivers like Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Herbert spread the ball around, though, last week to 8 different players. It's crazy. So it makes it hard. You can't just key in on guys like Allen and Williams. If you do, he's going to spread it to the other guys as well. You got to keep your eyes on guys like Joshua Palmer, and then rookie first-round pick Quentin Johnson, who I really liked. They have to be accounted for as well. They really do. Then you have an explosive running back here like Austin Ekeler in the backfield. This guy can do it all. Ekeler, he has been practicing this week as he's dealing with an ankle injury. But I'd be surprised if he didn't suit up. I think he'll play. But even if he doesn't, they do have a good backup there. Joshua Kelly. He ran for 91 yards on 16 carries last week, and he also scored a touchdown. I also picked him up in both my fantasy leagues. So I have a hard time playing him, though, if Austin Ekeler sits, because he's going up against the Tennessee Titans run defense, guys. And this run defense for the Tennessee Titans is lights out. They had the best run defense in 2022, and they only gave up 69 yards on the ground to the Saints last week, which is why Derek Carr threw for over 300 yards, which is why every team throws on Tennessee Titans, because you cannot run the ball on this front. And I don't expect the Chargers to run much on the Titans, but I expect Herbert to go over 300 yards. And I'm sure he's going to have a few big plays, which is going to piss us all off. We all know what that's like as Titans fans, watching a big play through the air on defense and just freaking grinds your gears. The Titans defense will get pressure. They'll stop the run. They'll get stops. They'll force 3-and-outs or long drives for field goals, and hopefully force some turnovers there. Now, the defense side here for the Chargers, Eric Kendricks and Joey Bosa both missed practice with hamstring injuries. And if they can't go, that's a huge loss for the Chargers. Massive loss. The Chargers allowed Tua with the Dolphins to throw for 466 yards last week. But the Dolphins only ran for 70 on the ground. But they didn't have to run. They were throwing all over the place. And that was with guys like Bosa and Kendricks. So, man, those are two big players to be missing if they can't get healthy for them. And now remember, the Chargers here, last year, they allowed 11 guys to have 100 yards rushing or more in games last year. That's nuts. And like I said, they're missing Bosa and Kendricks. That's even worse, because that's going to be a big factor in this game as well if they are out. And I think the Titans are going to ride Derrick Henry in this game because they got away from him last week for some reason. Don't know why. It was working. Vrabel even said that Henry is a huge part of the Titans offense moving forward. And I think they realized that they got away from the run game last week. Henry had 4.2 yards per carry, and then our rookie second string running back Tyjae Spears had 9 yards per carry, which is crazy. I think we had I think we had the best running back tandem in the NFL. Just people don't know it yet. We just got to run the ball a little more, which is crazy to say. Titans aren't running the ball enough, but we really got away from it last week for some reason when it was working. Not sure why. Now, the Titans are going to run the ball this game, I really think, because of what Vrabel said. And I also think it has partially to do with a couple other things here, too. That would be Hopkins missing practice this week with an ankle injury. I don't see him suiting up. I really don't. I just don't see it. I think we're going to give him a week off. And I think it's because we know we're going to ride Derrick Henry in this running game and, let Hopkins get healthy. Now, I know also because Tannehill threw 3 fucking picks last week, guys. 3. And he should have thrown 5. 2 were dropped. Man, he pisses me off. Just some of these throws, guys. I think that's another reason why I think we run the ball. I don't think Tannehill's going to attempt more than 25 passes. I'm tempted to say 20. But if I'm Vrabel and you realize how bad Tannehill was last week, don't put the ball in his hands. Put it in your running back's hands and have great defense. And don't let Tannehill lose the game for you. I've seen that happen too many times. Now, I know this is a Chargers team that allowed a lot of passing yards last week to the Dolphins, but let's not get these offenses confused, folks. The Dolphins and the Titans are not the same teams, not even close. The Dolphins are explosive and they have a good quarterback. The Titans are a good, great defense, good running game with a game manager at best back there. So don't think that Tannehill's going to come out and throw for 400 yards, 466 like Tua did. Not going to happen. The Titans will have to run it to keep it close, muddy up the game. Bright side here, I was really impressed with the offensive line last week. The first half, I was not. I was like, oh, here we go. Andre Dillard was reminding me of a guy last year, of Dennis Daly, the swinging door. And I was just nervous as hell. I was like, man, here we go. But they got better. They improved. I do think that attributed to some of Ryan Tannehill's mistakes, because I think he felt the pressure in the first half. And then I think his internal clock was going off too soon in the second half. And he's trying to throw the ball before pressure even got there. But they got better in the second half, But that doesn't excuse him throwing into double coverage or missing wide open guys. I mean, if Tannehill just hits one of those wide open guys, Chig or Spears on the left side, and then Chig on the right, both of those were touchdowns. Both. And he missed Spears on another one too. It's just, and then Burks. It's just, hey, he sucked. He was horrible. Man. But you know what? Ryan Tannehill came out in the second half and still sucked because he's Ryan Tannehill. The offensive line came out in the second half and played better. You know what? Good for them. They learned. One person didn't, but the 5 in the front of him did. Good for you, offensive line. Screw you, Ryan Tannehill. Sorry, guys. I'm not happy about this guy whatsoever. I am not. Just, if you couldn't tell from when I went live the other day, I'm sick of it. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more here. I have some interesting notes here I thought you guys might like to know. The Titans have not won since November 17th of last year when we beat Green Bay on Thursday night in Green Bay. Maybe we have the Todd Downing curse of being drunk or something like that because he got pulled over with a DWI after. I don't know. But something interesting here, the Tennessee Titans had Ryan Tannehill debut as a starter in 2019 against the Chargers in Nashville. How crazy would it be if Ryan Tannehill has his last start for the Tennessee Titans against the Chargers in Nashville? History has a funny way of doing weird crap like that. It really does. And I think if he throws another 3 picks, man, people will be calling for his head even more than they are now. I know I am. I am personally over the Ryan Tannehill era. I think the Tennessee Titans win this game. The Chargers being injured on the defensive side of the ball and maybe even missing Eckler on the offensive side of the ball, I think is what makes this game a winnable game for the Tennessee Titans. And I think us committing to the run game this week is going to make this a winnable game as well. And eliminate the turnovers, get back on track. It's got to be a get-right game. Haven't won in a long time. Need this win now. Need to get back to 1-1, not go to 0-2. Like I said, big running game for the Tennessee Titans and Derrick Henry. Big defensive game for the Tennessee Titans and Jeffrey Simmons, who I'm wearing right now. I think we hold the Chargers to under 20 points on offense, and I think it's about a 17-16 game. And Tennessee Titans win with a Nick Folk game-winning field goal. 17-16, that's what I'm going with, folks.